Hello, crafters. I am showing you the new look of the kiln sitter box area of my kiln. This is my current status. I need to clean up my patio and probably going to have to sweep out here too. It's just been a lot of soot and dirt comes in through the screens with the traffic and the cars driving by, and I haven't been out here in a while, but I am finally coming back out in January, and since repairs on my kiln are taking a while to get done, I'm going to relocate these pieces into the little kiln. Now, originally I had loaded all the little pieces on the bottom and the hats and stuff on the top, and I couldn't fit everything. So I figured this time I would try to just see if I could possibly rearrange things, and maybe I could fit everything in there. And I should have done that the first time, but I'm also very comfortable using the big kiln more than the little kiln because of having the kiln sitter. But it's been a few months and I'm still having repairs done, and it's just taking a while, and I really want to get these pieces at least bisque fired so I don't have to worry about them not being fully fired. They are probably 2 cones away from being done, but I'm still being really gentle with moving them as best as I can so that I don't break them. And I'm trying to put all the tallest witch hats in the bottom here first, and then any little things around them. I was thinking about overlapping it like that, but I didn't want to risk it because they're very, very thin, dainty. They're not even 1/4 of an inch, so I have to be really careful and give them their own space, unlike some other pieces that I can actually stack and feel more comfortable doing that with. So I just we'll go ahead and move everything over, see if I can get all of these pieces to fit in one firing, which would be awesome if I could do that. So while I'm doing that, I am just going to fill you guys in on what happened. Basically, the bigger kiln that I had the pieces in was firing fine for 5 or 6 attempts, no issues. I learned that in order to get a cone 5, for example, that in this kiln sitter for the new kiln that I have, I had to put the next cone up. So if I wanted a cone 5, I would put a cone 6 in the sitter, and that's the temperature it would go to. So basically I had to upskill. I had to put in a hotter cone in the sitter to get the cone below it. So in the case that I want to run a cone 6 in the future, which I'm going to try, and I haven't done yet, I would have to get a cone 7 pyrometer for the kiln sitter. Also, prior to firing the large kiln recently, I lifted a piece out. I think it was actually a shelf, and I hit the tip of the kiln sitter rod, and I chipped off like the cement or whatever it is, part of the kiln sitter rod, and I was so upset because it was just, I was so upset I broke it. Luckily, the little metal piece that sits in and holds your piece in the sitter, it still functioned. It was just a little wobbly or loose looking because it had chipped off. So I was just going to keep using it like that until I couldn't anymore. But when the electrical issue happened and kiln started smoking, and I shouldn't say the kiln, the wire from the kiln that was attached to an adapter. It was a 4-prong kiln wire that's installed on here. I'm not sure if that's what it came with, or someone probably installed it themselves for whatever wiring they might have had in their house, but it didn't go into my kiln. I basically had an electrician come out and put in this really big, industrial outlet for my kiln, and the other one is a 3-prong. So I'm really confused. I would think that all of them would have the same prongs, but I guess they're made differently. So we got this special adapter to help plug in the 4-prong kiln to our 3-prong wall, and the adapter seemed to be fine 5, 6 firings in, and then all of a sudden it was smoking and it was melting, and I'm lucky I was there, and I unplugged it, and it was a disaster. So now my husband and I are thinking we should probably try to reinstall a brand new outlet wire, the electrical wire for that kiln, so that it fits directly to our wall. We won't have to worry about an adapter, and hopefully there won't be any issues from there. But when we took the little box off to get everything out, like to see the electrical wire, everything in there was like so old and dusty and just really looked like it needed some love. So the only way to really fix it is to rewire it. And my husband's pretty good. He thinks confident in rewiring that himself. So he ordered some things we needed to get that done. Repairs got a little delayed because even though we had all the stuff we thought we needed, we weren't able to cut the wires with the tools we had. So we had to order a special cutting tool. And it's just been not only learning that we needed more than we thought to get this job done, it's just taking time because of life, and life has not provided enough time to do these repairs. So hopefully that repair will be done soon. In the meantime, I'm gonna have to stick to my little Athena. I got this gun, this like laser gun, I forget what it's called, but it's a way to check the temperature aside from the pyrometer, because my pyrometer is glitchy. It was stuck at like 500-600 for a long time, and the gun was reading like over 1,000 something. And I was like, what is going on? This pyrometer's not working. And then I got upset because my husband like tripped over the pyrometer wire that was sticking out, and I thought he was going to break it. And I got so worried. And then when he hit it and I looked at it, it jumped up like 6, 7, maybe 800 degrees. And I'm like, what is going on? What did you do? I think it's honestly just like there's an issue with the pyrometer where that jumping that it did when he hit it was starting to actually read the real temperature. So this is why I probably overfired once or twice in this kiln, because the pyrometer would get stuck and not actually tell me it was way hotter than it actually was. And because I couldn't see the cone packs in there and witness the melting, I didn't know I was overfiring. So I was told, just pay attention to the pyrometer. But hey, when your pyrometer doesn't work right, you can't. You have to really know and see what your cone packs are doing inside. And sometimes I wish there was a way to just have a magical flame resistant camera inside so we can witness, with video. That would be amazing if someone comes up with a way to do that. But until then, I have to figure out a way to prop up the cone packs so we can see them melting, and I can see exactly how hot the pieces are getting. So yeah, note to self, I'm going to have to focus that as the main thing. There's going to be a lot of space I'm going to have to make sure that they're elevated and high enough for the peepholes, and I can see what the cones are doing and when the cones melt, and that way I'll know when to turn the kiln off, regardless of the digital thermometer or the pyrometer, because they are not reliable, and maybe I'll get better at them, or I'll fix or get a new pyrometer just to be extra safe, and hopefully they'll read better. But until then, this is what's going to happen. I'm going to focus on using the cones as my number one source, and really hoping that I can actually find a pair of nice protective eyewear, because if I'm going to be looking in specifically a lot to, see what the temperature is, I'm going to have to protect my eyes more. So yeah, that'll be the next thing to do, is purchasing some kind of welding mask or something where I can protect my eyes when I'm looking into the hot flames of Athena. This kiln had one piece broken, this one you're seeing right here. I don't know. That is just the weirdest place for it to break. So I'm guessing it was just overheating. I don't know. It was a cone 4 on top. Perfect cone 04, as you can see on that cone pack. But when I went to the bottom, which you'll see next, for some reason, I think it went to a cone possibly 02. So perfect 04 on top. Both 03 and the 04 and the 03 on the bottom shelf were completely bent over. But I'm thinking, because I'll show you the cone pack when we get to that next shelf, that it was just possibly cone 03 or into the cone 02. So you can see how it bends, but it's touching. So it may just be like a cone 03. And even if it did get hotter, and I can't really tell because I didn't have the extra cone, I think even at a cone 02, if it made it that hot, these pieces on the bottom will still be okay to glaze, just a little bit more riskier, not as porous. But this is my final bisque unloading piece, so I will see you guys again soon when I'm glazing, and I'll show you my progress. Have a good day.